Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the homestead, where we do homesteading stuff and talk about it. Folks, they're all gone. I've been scrolling through the hatcheries and they either say unavailable or like this one says, you can order chicks today, but they won't ship until September. Now, it's mid-February. I don't have 7 months to wait to get a baby chick and then raise it for 6 more months before I get an egg out of it. I mean, what's for sale today is not even the stock that's up there. It's the grandkids of the stock that's up there. So you pay premium prices for chicks on the online hatcheries, and you may get an egg in 13 months from today. Ain't nobody got time for none of that. So where did they all go? I'll tell you where they went. They went to people like me and like you, who are tired of relying on a fragile and broken food supply system that was meant to help us, but's actually turned us helpless. One bird flu outbreak has crippled the egg supply chain, and guess who takes the hit? Guess who pays for the misfortune? You do. But it would appear, according to the hatcheries, that the masses are finally waking up and finally trying to take a little bit of control of their food supply. Just look at egg prices today. Look at the prices of everything today. It ain't no wonder that the hatcheries are sold out months ahead of time. So we're left in a quandary. What do? Do we resort to doing immoral things so we can get our baby chicks? Not yet. Today I'll tell you 5 ways that you can get your baby chicks without going through the hatchery. Now, number 5 is a little sketchy, but it's worked for me in the past. Number 1 is going to be Tractor Supply. They have well over 2,000 stores in 49 states, and every one I've ever been in the springtime has little chicks running around in those big galvanized feed troughs. So keep one eye on Tractor Supply and have your brooder clean and ready. Number 2 is the local feed store. In your town, you have a local farm supply store that sells feed and seed, and a lot of times they're ahead of the curve, and they have their spring chicks ordered well in advance. A lot of times it's much easier to find the owner of a small co-op or a feed and seed store than it is to find the owner of Tractor Supply. So, with that being said, you can go in there and find the owner and get his delivery schedule. You can know the day, even the hour, that the chicks are supposed to arrive, and you can be sitting in the driveway waiting on them. In my opinion, this is the most effective way to find baby chicks when the hatcheries are sold out. But it is a convenience that you may have to pay for. They may be $1 or $1.50 more expensive at your local co-op than they are online. But having them that day and not having to wait 7 months, it's worth it. And there's many more benefits to buying local. You strengthen your local economy. You're not wasting gas running all over the country for a $6 little chicken. And those small-time little co-op owners, they really appreciate your business. Number 3, swap meets. Now, I'm blessed to live 2 miles from my aunt and uncle's house, and they host a trade day every 2nd and 5th Saturday of the month. And there are hundreds of people that drive hundreds of miles to get there. From chickens, ducks, geese, rabbits. There was even one trade day. We went over there and a minivan pulled up, and when that lady popped the back hatch of the minivan, there was a cow in the back of her minivan. Now, it was a calf, but bovine in a minivan. I ain't never gonna forget that one. And I'm aware that all over the South, like for me in southern Mississippi, there are tons of local little swap meets where people get together and show off and sell and trade their chickens and ducks and geese and kitchen sinks and all that kind of stuff. And number 4, social media. The one with the blue F. You know what I'm talking about. If you can't tell from my demeanor, this is not my favorite way to do business. It ain't the people that's on there. It's the community standards. You can't put a chicken for sale on that particular social media platform because it goes against their community standards. It's immoral, obviously, for a consenting adult to do business with another consenting adult and trade livestock for money. That's against their community standards. But I guess if all else fails, you can, if you know the code words and the lingo to use, you can get on there and get in a private message with somebody and set up a time and a place to meet and do the deal. And number 5, it is sketchy, but 60% of the time, it works every time. If you're driving down the road and you look in somebody's yard and you see a chicken, stop. pull up in there and talk to them. Now, there are obvious risks with this method. You can't go in half-cocked. You got to have your mind made up. I'm pulling in there, I know what I'm going to say, and I've got cash in my pocket. Now, if you do this, you'll probably end up in a 3-hour conversation in their driveway talking about chickens and end up with a lifelong chicken friend. But it don't always work. Do this at your own risk. If you see somebody with an old rundown chicken pen and a mix of chickens running around in their yard, there's a really good chance that they know how to use their First and Second Amendment rights. So be safe out there. And I'll give you a bonus. Number 6, if you already have chickens, buy an incubator. I've got plenty of links in the description for various different incubators, but if you're crafty and you have an old refrigerator, I have a video on that too in the description, and I have all the links under that video so you can buy all the stuff that you need to build your own incubator. In other news, did you know I put up a goat video yesterday? I put up a video of us processing one of our wether goats, and the YouTube algorithm is suggesting that video to people that watch adult content. I think the algorithm is broken. So if you're interested in seeing that and you missed it, I'll put it right up here. Or if you're not interested in that one, maybe check that one out. Anyway, I'm honored to have you, and I'm better off that you're here. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.